Assalamu alaikum. Hello, my name is Iza Khatun.
And my name is Huda Khan.
And we are a part of Canada Maple Foundation's Youth Leadership Group here representing Maple Media. Now we help to empower young people in the South Asian community of Alberta and help them become more active in economic and civic activities.
Before we get started, I just want to let you guys know we have the Gmail for the Maple Foundation linked in the bio. We would like to hear your guys' feedback on our first episode. Of course, we're going to need to know what you guys think about it. We need to know what you guys want to hear in the near future. If you guys would like guest speakers, there's lots of content coming soon, inshallah.
So, Huda, you know that Elon Musk is a very prominent figure in today's culture.
He is.
And a lot of young people are actually looking forward to and looking up to him because of the many technological achievements he's made.
Yes. He is a very special person, and he's the richest man on the planet.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think, because there's lots of conspiracies talking about how he's an alien and this and that. He's involved with the, Illuminati and etc. with celebrities, this and that. And honestly, as far as I think, some of that may be true, because from what I've seen, interviews and etc., he seems very alien-like.
So, as we all know, Elon Musk is a very prominent figure, especially in today's youth. They look up to him a lot because of how he has made so many technological achievements, as well as, he's the richest man alive.
He is.
And we really want to know what kind of success stories he has that will help the future generations. But first we want to talk about a little bit about his biography. So tell me something about him.
He is 51 years old. He has 6 children. And I want to ask you, do you know one of his kids' crazy names?
Give us his names. Heard it was like X-A12 or something like that.
X-A12. That's crazy to me. There's so many conspiracies about him being an alien. And
that reminds me, one of his technological projects is known as the SpaceX project.
Yes.
And basically in that project, he is putting a lot of technological time and effort into, having the opportunity to colonize Mars.
Yes.
And most likely create a multi-planetary species environment where Earth can, contribute to other planets as well as other planets contributing to Earth.
Yeah.
And we all know that, Elon Musk believes that this Earth will come to an end, especially with all this global warming occurring.
Yeah.
And he wants to find other opportunities outside of Earth where mankind can live.
I've heard of one of his theories on the biggest platform right now, TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that simulations is something that he thinks is happening. He thinks that we're living in a simulation.
Yeah.
And that is something that honestly I was thinking into, and it's when you think a bit deeper, I'm honestly there are so many things that lead to that. There's different parts. What do you think about the whole simulation drama with Elon?
I mean, I do know that he is emphasizing a lot on artificial intelligence, because right now he believes the most advanced technology that will help guide future generations is artificial intelligence. And he actually has a project based on it. It's called Neuralink.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting is its first ever achievement that it's trying to achieve is trying to treat brain disorders. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to make a chip that you can insert inside a human brain that can treat brain disorders as well as enhance cognitive
like a neural chip, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like that?
Something like that.
I see. One of his biggest projects is Tesla. We all know what Tesla is.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know, but I actually did not know that he was the owner of Tesla. I actually found out recently because Tesla is just a big name on its own. I could never think of it contradicting to Elon Musk, the richest man on the planet. But as you guys know, Elon Musk is everywhere. He's everywhere on the news, but there's still people who don't know him. There's many people who don't know him, which is crazy to me.
It is crazy, and it's also sad because a lot of his projects have helped Canada's economic environment.
Yeah, he has installed several supercharger stations in Canada.
Yeah, that's right. And on top of that, he introduced this sort of high-speed transportation system called the Hyperloop. And it's basically like a number of pods that are sealed in a vacuum, and they're basically transported through tubes. And they're super high speed. I believe the high speed that they've achieved so far is about 460 kilometers per hour, which is
it's insane. It's crazy. I've seen that he's implementing many different projects on the earth. You know what's crazy to me though? Like if you, yourself, if you had 200 billion net worth and money is coming again and again and you just don't rest, you don't sleep. He stated in one of his interviews that he doesn't sleep. In like the 20 years he's been working, he hasn't even taken proper week off. He hasn't slept in properly, which is crazy to me because if I was a $200 billionaire, I would just, do nothing. I would stay at home, enjoy my life with money, because money is happiness. You know what they say? They're like, money doesn't buy happiness. That's lie. Money does.
I mean, yeah, there's truth to that, but it's also really hard to imagine that someone who has that much of a net worth is still hustling and bustling.
That's crazy.
At this point, he doesn't really care about his net worth. He cares about helping future generations with the ideas the ideas in his head, and it's kind of amusing to me that he is actually getting in touch with other youth. I mean, I know that he has starred in so many like podcasts that aren't even mainstream. He just really wants the future, because we are the hope of this earth. We need to be more in touch with Generation Z and future generations as well. And I think for him it's really important for us to have the knowledge that he has and carry it on. So it's a legacy that he wants us to carry on with it.
Yeah. What do you think about the whole Twitter drama?
We don't know exactly why he bought Twitter in the first place. There was no agenda per se, but it is kind of sad to find out that he lost so many billions of dollars, and now what he's doing is he's actually firing people that have been dedicated to Twitter for so many years.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
It definitely is. Yeah. One of the biggest conspiracy theories towards Elon is that he's an alien, and he's also stated that one of his tweets, actually, we're going to put up the tweet here. The tweet is, "I'm an alien trying to get back to my home planet." I'm guessing he's talking about Mars.
In many ways, I feel like it's metaphorical as well, because he is trying to get in touch with Mars. He does, one of his goals is to colonize Mars eventually with the technology that he's hoping to create. And he is hinting at the idea that human beings can be a multiplanetary species.
Yes.
And we can live in Mars, hypothetically, if we have the right technology. I think he wants to popularize that idea in youth so that we have the same goals.
Yes. What I was thinking is, what if he wants to send everyone to Mars and colonize Earth instead? What if there's no problems on Earth at all and it's just stated by the media? Because we know nowadays the media is highly influential. Anything that you post on there can, get you to from this point to this point. It's crazy. If we're talking about a small person who has like 10 followers, post one thing and it goes from 10 followers to 1 million in a day, which is crazy. Like, it's highly influential, and I think that Elon uses that platform that he has to, maybe in his own benefit. I never really think of it in a negative way, but when you're talking about Elon's projects and everything, he's everywhere.
I agree with you, and I know originally we said that we don't know why he bought Twitter, what was his reason for it, but in many ways the algorithms that they've created in Twitter, like you said, they're very much, you can switch them, you can change them the way that you would like the audience to see to be more popular.
Yeah.
And perhaps that's why he bought Twitter. So
you know what I heard? I heard that he basically had beef with one of the partner ownerships with the owner of Twitter, previous owner of Twitter. So to prove a point, he bought Twitter.
So he's also very cocky at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. No, but from what I've seen, he's a very humble person. I have to admit, he's very, very humble, and he's highly educated about what he wants. And I think that him taking his own time personally off of everything, with a man who's the richest person on the planet, instead of even taking a proper day break, instead of sleeping in, he helps, generate different projects, implementing them, and actually bringing them to life. Because there's lots of people who talk, but this guy, he's doing some work. Electric cars, Tesla, helping with fossil fuels, generating less pollution in the planet. I think that that's amazing. He's implementing so much. Yeah. And there are some negative sides. He's a very scandalous person. I mean, if you're rich, richest man alive, then there's going to be scandals everywhere about you. Do you know about the goat head scandal, Isa?
No, I don't. What is that?
It's basically, a lot of people are saying, out of nowhere he just popped out.
Yeah.
So people are saying that he sold his soul to the devil. That is one thing that I hear a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that does explain his rapid growth to fame, but I feel like apart from that, he might have sold his soul to the devil. We don't know.
Yeah.
But he really wants to reconnect with the youth, and if you ask him what kind of advice he'd give to young people, he would say stuff like, try to be yourself, try to be very growth oriented instead of having a zero-sum mindset, because with the zero-sum mindset you can end up taking from people instead of creating something of your own and growing in this world. And he has a lot of good pointers to becoming someone exactly like him, and I think that the youth of our generation should really look up to him that way.
I think that he's so highly influential just because he's very rich as well, and I think that the reason we're talking about him on today's podcast is because, again, he's a very highly influential person. He has a lot of influence on youth. He's the richest man alive. He owns Tesla, SpaceX. He talks about Mars, the most highly generated platform, which is basically Tesla right now.
Yeah.
Highest technological car right now. If we're talking about cars, Tesla is definitely one of them, helping out with the planet, which is, I think, great. And I think that he's perfect for our sort of empowerment from our channel, right? So
yeah, definitely, yeah. And I think another one of his projects that he's working on at the moment are quantum computers. And quantum computers, compared to classical computers, they're like basically a very highly intelligent system, which gives you any kind of intelligence on the tip of your fingers.
Yeah.
Although he hasn't confirmed the plan for quantum computers, I think that it's a really big step to humanity's chances of earning more knowledge just on their fingerprints. I think that's amazing. And if you heard about ChatGPT, it's in AI software that does exactly that. Yeah. And I think this year in 2023, it's gonna grow a lot. It's gonna become very famous.
Is it talk about his 6 children and how they're born and stuff like that? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is true, but apparently 6 of his children were made through in vitro fertilization or IVF treatment, and one of the children is actually named with a very superficial name, something like X-A12, and that's a really odd name to give to a child.
Yeah, it is a very odd name.
It is.
What I'm connecting to that is aliens. What I want to connect to that is that what's the daughter's name again? A-12?
X-A12.
X-A12.
Yeah. Maybe
that's the 12th alien he brought on Earth. Because how they have names?
Yeah.
Maybe his other future kid is going to be AX13 or something. No, but that's a very odd name. I'm not going to lie to you.
You love aliens, don't you?
I do love aliens. Aliens are my favorite. Do you guys like aliens? Tell us if you guys like aliens in the comments.
Or if you believe in aliens or Area 53.
Do you guys believe in simulations? Do you believe in simulations? What do you think about that whole simulation drama?
Simulations are a very controversial topic.
Yeah.
Because I feel like at any point you will eventually have to talk about religious views, and we don't really want to get into that because it's really controversial.
It definitely is.
But in some ways, I do believe that this whole world is not a simulation, but what the government has put us in is definitely a simulation.
We'll be right back after a short break.
So after a short break, welcome back to our podcast. We were talking about Elon Musk, his life, and his technological achievements that will impact our future. For now, I think it's really important to discuss the environmental impacts that his achievements have had. So what do you think Tesla has to contribute to that?
I think that his highly technological advanced cars, Tesla, one of the most known car brands in the planet, we're talking about how highly advanced his cars are and how they affect the planet as well. We all know that Elon has implemented many different projects around the world, contributing to climate change. One of the biggest is Tesla, and how Tesla contributes to climate change. We all know that do you know how electric cars contributes to the planet.
So they use clean energy instead of petroleum or any kind of fuel that's harmful to the environment.
Yes, and you don't have to buy gas, guys, so that's another plus.
Instead, we will have supercharger stations all around Canada. Elon Musk is hoping to sign that agreement with Canada, and along with that, another one of his projects that he's hoping that will impact the environment in a better way is using solar panels or installing solar panels around Canada. So that's his company, Solar City, and they're hoping to increase clean energy use instead of using electricity, and etc.
Yes, and back to the highly advanced cars, Tesla. We want to talk about how an effective motor results in less maintenance and better performance, and it pollutes less fossil fuels, which is, of course, amazing for the planet.
And apparently it also has like a built-in security system. So if you are driving, Tesla is also auto mode, right?
Yeah.
If you're driving and someone happens to be jaywalking, Tesla can actually
stop it.
Yeah, stop the car.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. You can save a lot of lives.
And you can just be sleeping, laying down, not even putting your hands on the steer, and it could just be driving on its own for you. That's
exactly.
It's crazy to think how technology came to this point. Like, if you think 1,500 years ago, we didn't even have a camera, a phone. We had nothing, and now we're talking about electric cars, and it's crazy to me. Elon Musk has contributed so much to the planet.
Yeah. And we know that all his initiatives and projects will significantly improve the way of life, and we hope to see his future projects because we will be there. We are the future generation. We will see all of that in person. For now, thank you for listening, and if you have any thoughts, comments, or questions, let us know. Please follow and like our channel, and thank you.
Thank you so much.